Do you got all your shit in order? Are you ready for week one? Man, I'm not so sure you are. I'm not so sure you are. What's up? I am the commish. This is Hardcore Challenge Live, the official webcast of the Hardcore Challenge. And if you didn't know, it's the pinnacle of fantasy football competition. If you're not playing in the Hardcore Challenge, are you really even playing fantasy football? It's debatable. It's debatable. So it's week one. The season kicks off tomorrow. Season 12 of the Hardcore Challenge. It's the Dirty Dozen. This season's going on for... It's just been a league like I envisioned years ago. It's our 12th season, 32 owners, 2 conferences, AFC, NFC. This is what we've been waiting. Oh, for God. This offseason has seemed like 3 off seasons in one. The pandemic, the fucking zombie apocalypse, all the shit we've been dealing with. My God, football is finally here. I'm going to shed a fucking tear. I can't believe we're finally here. We've got the first NFL game tomorrow, the official start of fantasy football. Then the first Raiders game on Sunday. I will be there. They ain't going to let me in. That doesn't mean I ain't going to be there. It's still fucking game day. Raider Reaction will be in attendance and on location in Charlotte this weekend. So bet your ass we'll be there. Silver and black will be in effect. But getting to what is on hand tonight, because it is the kickoff tomorrow. It is the Hardcore Challenge Game of the Week, Week 1 unveiling. We have to unveil the Week 1 Game of the Week for the Hardcore Challenge. Now, Week 1 it's a tough one to pick. It's a tough one to pick because, nobody's played yet. Everybody's 0-0. And in the Hardcore Challenge, when we expanded going into our 10th season and broke off to the AFC and the NFC and the full 32 owners, we've always played a divisional schedule. But before the divisional schedule, you would play your division rivals twice, but it was scattered throughout the season. You didn't know where it would be. Now, you play them the first 3 games of the season and the last 3 games of the season. So your division rivals directly affect whether you're going to get in the playoffs or not, because you're playing the last 3 games of the season when you're trying to clinch a spot, and you're playing right out of the gate when you're trying to get footing. So the rivals in the divisions have been built over the course of 12 seasons, and some of them have really, really worn the test of time. And one of those, in particular, hold on here, little technical difficulties. My apologies. This is what happens. We're flying without a net here. My apologies. Now, one of the big rivalries that has been built over the course of these 12 years it takes place in the Wild West of the AFC. I'll give you a little hint there. Now, one of these members, Matt, used to be named, his team name was Tame Terrors back in the day. Way, way, way back in the day. Back in 2010, when he joined the league. Man, that's how long ago Matt's been in the league. He's one of the OGs of our league. So Matt joined the league back in 2010. And in the next season, he's kind of an OG now at this point. So joined in 2011. Ben, owner of Stinky Pinky, joined the league as well. Now these two joined the Western Division of what was then the 4 vintage years of the Hardcore Challenge, when it was just 4 divisions, 20 owners. They jumped in. It was a 5-man division, and this has always been a 2-team division since the outset. In 2011, the first time these two hooked up and were in division together. Ben wins the division. Stinky Pinky, first year in the league, wins the Western Division. Matt's in second place. Fought him all year long, comes up short. In 2012, neither one of them got it in 2012. Donkey Punch comes out of nowhere, riding fucking RG3 right to the fucking grave and wins the championship. It was the one-off in the Western Division early on, where somebody besides Stinky Pinky and Tama Tears was in the conversation. But back into 2013, it was them again. A tie at 8-6 atop the division, atop the Wild West, as Stinky Pinky and Tama Tears were locked at 8-6. Stinky Pinky wins it all by way of fantasy points. He wins the division. Tama Tears, with the exact same record, is sitting out. Doesn't even get a wild card. That's where the rivalry really started to build in 2013, as Tama Tears found themselves sitting out at 8-6, completely out of the playoffs by just mere fantasy points. In 2014, Stinky Pinky won it all, but not without controversy, as Tama Tears finished second. Just missing the playoffs with a winning record, and Stinky Pinky goes on and wins it all. Almost didn't even make it in. But they win it. 2013 was when Pinky won it all. Won it all, getting in off of the tiebreaker, as Tama Tears was put out by fantasy points. Stinky Pinky goes on to win it all. So in the season that Stinky wins it all, Tama Tears had the exact same record and only lost out and got eliminated from complete playoff competition, as Stinky Pinky goes on to win it all. So that's where the rivalry was built. The very next season, Stinky Pinky comes back, leads the league in scoring. Tama Tears comes in a close second to them again, as Stinky Pinky again wins the division. In 2015, the shit really hit the fan between these two. This is where the rivalry really got dirty. Tama Tears, finally, for the first time ever, since being in the league since 2010, finally gets into the Hardcore Challenge postseason by winning the division. But they win the division in one of the most controversial division championships in Hardcore Challenge history. 9-5. Tama Tears and Stinky Pinky sit tied atop the Wild West division. It was going to come down to a tiebreaker. Stinky Pinky had swept Tama Tears in the regular season, beating them twice. But at that time, fantasy points were king. And the rule in the Hardcore Challenge was number one tiebreaker was fantasy points. Didn't matter about head-to-head matchups. So even though Stinky Pinky had beat Tama Tears twice in the regular season, Tama Tears had 25 more fantasy points than Stinky Pinky over the course of the regular season. And they got into the postseason, and Stinky Pinky didn't even get a wild card. And at 9-5, they were sitting on the outside. Oh, the shit hit the fan. Ben threw up the flag. No rule can be changed. The very next, it's like the fucking Tuck rule. The very next season, we had to change it. Now it went to head-to-head matchups with the first tiebreaker and then fantasy points because of that season, 2015. In 2016, Tama Tears comes back as the defending division champ, sweeps Stinky Pinky, but lost the final game of the season and missed the playoffs and lost the division crown. 8-5-1 and 8-6 were the records. In 2017, the only other season besides the 2012 Donkey Punch Championship run, Bleeding Green wins the division. Neither one of them are in the hunt, but they're back fighting for it again. In 2018, both had a winning record, and Stinky Pinky again wins the division. Now, name has changed to Fourth Phase, on the outside looking in, but is second place again, chomping at Stinky Pinky's heels. Same thing again in 2019 as Stinky Pinky wins first again, and in second again, Fourth Phase right behind him. Even though Fourth Phase swept the division in the final 3 games of the season and closed and made it tight, still, unfortunately, loses out to Stinky Pinky again and again. Only one division title. There's been no wild cards for either one of these guys since their entire course of the Hardcore Challenge. One division title for Tama Tears, Fourth Phase, and now named Under the Influence, and 6 for Stinky Pinky. Stinky Pinky has the edge, 11-7 historically. Could never have these guys met in the postseason because they've never been in the postseason at the same time. So this is a very, very interesting game of the week. A lot of history here between these two. They have been first and second damn near every season. The division comes to them. It's a 2-horse race every single season. Stinky Pinky, Under the Influence, Matt and Ben, they're facing off again in week 1. And that is our game of the week. Is Under the Influence with a new name? Are they going to be the ones that... Is this going to be the season they can finally vanquish their rival? Time will tell. Who's my pick? I'm sorry. I can't pick Under the Influence. I'm picking Stinky Pinky to win in week 1. I'll put up polls in the league pages, and so you can vote who you think will win the game 1. Week 1. Game of the week in the Hardcore Challenge, Season 12. Get your shit together. Get your roster together. Get ready. 2 things. Remember, all trades take 48 hours approval time, and you have to keep 1 defensive player on your bench at all times. Do not get caught trying to pack all extra offensive guys on your bench. Follow the new rules. Get ready. It's time. Good luck. Game on.